Today we get to finish the bartering sequence. Yay! We have the hook shot, so we can do that now. And I love my beam sword because I can kill these mushroom guys that drop bombs with my lasers. It takes 2 lasers, which means, yeah, they're pretty powerful, but it can be done. They usually run away from you really quickly if you get them with the sword, but they drop fairies, which is really nice. So once you get some higher end items like the hook shot, the beam sword, and the boomerang, which I think we'll be getting today, I think anyway. Let's see what the owl has to say. Once you get those items though, secrets are like water when it comes to bridges. They're under things. Well, basically what that's saying is we need to dive under here. And it's the fisherman that we got our piece of heart from. We're meeting him again. But yeah, with our new handy-dandy awesome items, we're going to be able to get some really cool stuff. It is a fishing hook. I've been carrying it around this whole time. It's kind of been poking me while I try to use my sword and stuff. So, yes, you can please have it because it's actually a pretty big fishing hook. Feast your eyes on this. Zip! And I get the first thing he catches. It's a big thing! It's a necklace! Lucky, I'll say. But from here, the final steps of the trading sequence are localized to just a few screens. We're going to do the last 3 steps here, and they're all within a few screens of each other. Which is kind of convenient, but also kind of like I feel like they were rushing to maybe get it out of the way and get it done. But the necklace belongs to Miss Mermaid right here. That's my necklace. Give me that pearl necklace. Well, if you say so. Man, Link gets all the action. But now we have a mermaid scale. How will you use this? Well, I'll tell you. It's nice to watch her jumping around now. She seems so happy. I like that. She's the only one who, like, visibly reacts to being given back the thing she lost. Other people are just like, they go on about their business, but the mermaid's actually jumping around instead of sitting in the same spot in the ocean. But we're going to make a circle back around, and we're going to get that all-important item that we need. Not before killing this guy, though, just out of pure spite. Sucker. Okay. I'll leave him alone, I guess. But now we have the hook shot. We're going to come around to here. You'll see why we couldn't do this before. You need the hook shot to get across here. You can't just get up onto land from inside the water. You can't get up here or anything. I can't believe demonstrating that cost me half a heart. That actually kind of cheeses me off. And you can hit those guys with a hook shot, and while they're stunned, you can hit them without getting electrocuted. So that's another neat thing. But you take the mermaid scale around to the mermaid statue. Kind of makes sense. And you push the A button to put the missing scale in. And you push it aside and reveal this staircase. Now, if you're in this room and you're walking around, you might wonder why you're getting hurt a little bit. That's because you can't see the enemies in here. You need the magnifying glass, but that's not the main function of the magnifying glass. This will reveal many things you couldn't see before, and we're not going to use this immediately, but it is going to come in very handy later. Because now we have the magnifying glass, we can see the actual enemies in here, so I don't know why they decided to make these particular enemies invisible, but they did. So we're going to go down. Now that we have the magnifying glass, we can go get another helpful item on Taranbo Shores. So now we have the magnifying glass. The trading sequence is complete. And that means that basically we don't need the shovel anymore. We basically needed it to dig up some seashells to get the sword and to open up the key cavern, but once we found everything we need to find with it, we don't need it anymore, and the game will give us a chance to capitalize on that. You'll see that I'm putting my shovel in the B button slot. That's because we're going to go in this cave right here that I haven't blown open yet. If you come in here before you get the magnifying glass, it's going to be empty. But once you get that, there's going to be this dog inhabiting it, and all you got to do is talk to him, and he'll tell you about an item he found washed up on the beach. The only thing he'll trade you for it is the shovel, so he won't give you he won't take anything else. He won't take like your sword or your power bracelet or anything, so you don't have to worry about like giving up an item that you're going to actually need and end up shafting yourself. The game won't let you do that. You put your shovel in the B button slot, you say okay, and he gives you the boomerang. And the boomerang is extremely useful. It can kill a lot of enemies that otherwise can't normally be killed. And it can do a lot of stun things the way the hook shot can, except it's a little more powerful. I really like the boomerang. You'll see me equip it for certain purposes, But now we're going to go and get a few other things, including a song for our ocarina. And we're back in the mysterious woods momentarily. You might wonder why I've always passed by this cave without actually going in it. We're not going to be keeping that guardian acorn for long. But it's because you need the hook shot to get what's inside. That's why I've always gone about ignoring that cave. Just pull this up and come inside and see you got a hook shot across to get to the treasure, which I believe, don't quote me on this, but I think it's 200 rupees. 50, oh wow. Not even really all that worth it, but it will give us insurance for the next place we're going to go, which is the Signpost Maze. If you leave May Village to the east and you go south as soon as you leave there, you'll eventually come to a pit that you have to charge and jump your way across. Man, it sure is nice having those beams. I know I've said it over and over again, but I just can't overstate how awesome it is having those things. I'm not going to be needing that piece of power. I'm just going to need to jump this pit, basically. It's a lot easier if you clear away the grass first, since grass kind of slows down your walking speed. Therefore, it stands to reason that it would also kind of slow down your running speed, so we need to get out our Pegasus boots and our rock feather and charge across. And like most places we're going today, the reason we haven't come here yet is because you need a hook shot to take full advantage of this, and that sucked. That, however, did not suck. So once you go across here, you're going to start reading these signs. Go this way, and you need to read the signs in a particular order, and the way you know which order to go in is that the next sign will be parallel to the one you just read. Like this one right here is wrong. Try again from the start. If you screw it up, you have to start all over. So we're going to be going back and forth between 4 different screens here. You don't have to read this sign first. You can read the one below it first, but I like to start with that one anyway because it's a nice starting point. So we go to the right and we look for the sign that's exactly across from it on the right. And now we go down, and there's a sign over there. We're going to be running into lots of gels, fake enemies, and stuff like that. Go this way. I think to the left is the one where we need the hook shot. It sure is. Nope, not the power bracelet. That we're not getting across a pit with that, as helpful an item as it is. Go this way. Up. Alright. And yes, if you read the same sign twice, you do have to start over, so pay attention to where it tells you to go the first time. Yes, I'm tired of grabbing things and creatures. I want to move on. I want to move up to... It looks like I think this one was it. Yep, go this way, to the right. And that sign would be right here. Now we need to go down. No reason to get any pieces of power or acorns or anything. We're going to be going inside here shortly. And now a rare same screen sign. Right over here. Go this way. So up it is. Nice. And left. And then left. And then down. I'm going to assume it's this one right here. Yep. And now we go right. Over by this rock that I hope doesn't walk at me. Thank goodness. Down. Pick up this guy again. And left. And I think this is the last sign. It should open up the... It should now open up the staircase that we're looking for. There we go. You did it. Your reward is this way. And before you come here, be sure you have money. At least, I think 400 rupees is what you need. Because this song, unlike the other ones that have been taught to you for free, this song costs money to learn. So step inside, and it's Wart from Mario 2, except now he has a different name. I'm Mamu, the Grand Mamu on vocals. Well, I didn't know you before I came here. 300 rupees. Okay, well, I certainly had insurance. Alright. I will pay to listen to your probably crappy B-side. And it's a little late, I know, but epileptics, you may want to turn away for this scene. Ye gods, that was awful. Thank you very much. And then he dies. So now we have the Frog's Song of Soul, which can bring certain dead things to life. And to the game's credit, we actually use this song more than once throughout the game, so it's actually very useful. We're going to be using it a couple times, actually. So now we have all 3 Ocarina songs, and if you try to come back here, let's go ahead and kill him first. If you try to read any of the signs and come back, it says, gone on tour, Mamu. Well, good for him. Well, maybe he'll make a stop at the Animal Village, which is our next destination. We're south of Animal Village. We're on our way now to get a piece of heart. And if you can't guess by now why we haven't come this particular way yet, then you haven't been paying very much attention to this video. There are actually 2 ways to do this. I'm going to show you the much cooler one. There's a legitimate way and a way that takes advantage of an exploit involving bombs and arrows. So I'm going to show you how to do this, because this involves blowing up a cracked rock. We're going to go the legitimate way first, and I'll show you how the game would normally have you do it. You can bomb this passage right here. See, there's a bombable wall right there. Normally, you would come around this way if you're like playing the game for the first time or something. You would see that there's a long pit here with a cracked rock at the end of it. Now, what the game would have you do normally is come over here, and you would find this hidden passage, and you would bomb right here. And you would come through this little corridor that you just discovered. And now what you would do is you would pick up a bomb. You would lay a bomb, like right here, and then you would pick up the bomb and throw it over the boundary to make the rock break. And that's all very complicated and complex and everything, and it's a lot of work to do for a piece of heart. But I'm going to show you something much more fun. I'm going to equip bombs in one slot and arrows in the other as soon as I get rid of Mr. Indestructo Turtle here. And as soon as I'm done jumping across pits, going to come right here, and I'm going to put bombs in one slot and arrows in the other. I usually just do bombs B, A, arrows for whatever reason. But if you press both at the same time, if you press both A and B at the same time with both these items equipped, you'll launch kind of a bomb arrow that will blow it up immediately, and you won't have to go around to that other side at all. Like so. Easy, easy, quick and dirty, but a lot of fun to do. And you can kill a lot of enemies like that as well. That's a really fun device to use, that kind of bomb arrow. It wastes 1 of each, so you would have to be careful with your supplies, but it's a really fun way to kill enemies sometimes. And I much prefer that way of getting this particular piece of heart to doing it the boring, you're supposed to do it this way. But now, to finish off today, because doing both face shrines would be much too long, we're going to go around to, there's 2 face shrines, and we're going to do the first of them today. You got to go to one in order to get to the other. And the one we're going to go to is the South Face Shrine. You can get to both from the same point, which we're going to travel up to now as soon as we skip Marin and her probably stupid song that's not going to be important at all later. We're going to come up the way here, and we're going to go down this very narrow piece of land that keeps getting narrower. Trying to ignore him for now, so... Okay, yes, I do have beams. That's going to be very nice right here. Oh! Oh, hey. Was not expecting a visit from you. Yes, I already told everybody this. The other to the south. First, head south. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. Ah, crap. It ended up a battle of attrition, which ends with me getting my beams taken away. And that is not fair at all. See if I can get a heart from you, though. No? No hearts? No nothing? I gotta... There we go. Knew pulling down some grass would do the trick. I think if we go up and to the right over here, there's going to be an owl statue with yet another very depressing riddle or something. Yeah. If he sleeps long enough, you'll die. Hope you had fun. That doesn't actually happen, but you can get a fairy out of this tree by charging it with the Pegasus boots. Nice little reward, that is, if she ever comes to you. Wishy-washy bitch. Oh god, oh god. Dang it. Well, we're going to come down here first, and we're going to deal with these Armos statues. Most of them come to life in some way or another. If you touch one and it starts flashing, that means it's going to move on you. And they're easy enough to bump off. Not too worrisome unless they really start getting in your way. Okay, yes, we want him to get out of the way. And you can, of course, always bump them out of the way yourself if you want to. One of these will eventually lead around to a dead end where we would have gotten a seashell if we had still been collecting them at this point. I think to get the seashell, you go up, over here. Yep, touch one of those guys. I don't know if they both come to life. That would be a horrific nightmare if they did. And the piece of power can't really kill those guys, but it certainly can get them out of your way much quicker. In fact, I'm almost hesitant to show you where the seashell is now because it's under that bottom. It's under the bottom right one there, actually. I need to touch him so he gets out of the way. Would have been much more convenient to just have one of them there. But you come in this room with this lone treasure chest. And after you've gotten the level 2 sword, any treasure chest that would have contained seashells now contain 20 rupees. We'll run into a few such treasure chests as we keep going on through the game here. But we're going to make our way now around to the southern face shrine, where we're going to, as Hoot said, learn much there. Yeah! Boy, I can't avoid these things even if I wanted to. Okay. We'll just kind of let you lever your way out of existence before you kill yourself, or get yourself killed by running into my sword. I think, actually, I haven't been testing this. I don't know why I haven't had my boomerang out, because the boomerang can also kill those mushroom guys that throw bombs. Yes! There we go. You can kill the Armos statues with the boomerang, and they will actually drop arrows. We're going to need arrows for this fight. We'll get a few complimentary ones inside. How many do I have? 55? Oh, yeah. I'm more than ready for this. Do they always drop an arrow? Guaranteed? Because that would be nice. That would be an easy way to get back up to the top. And we are going to have to fight a mini-boss in here, so... Great music in this shrine, by the way. I wish this was the music for the actual face shrine. I guess this is kind of a hint as to what you're going to need to beat this boss in here. I just want to sit in here and listen to this music real quick. It's very haunting. Oh, I'm totally digging it. Well, let's go ahead and let's equip. It's fun to listen to for a little bit and all, but we need to get moving. We don't want to waste too much time. Don't want to keep you glued with your face to the monitor like you did with a catfish's maw. You get near him and his head starts vibrating, and he'll start bouncing and hopping around you and stuff. And I guess he also does kind of an earthquake thing that makes you lose your footing, and he can run into you and hit you, I guess. But all you gotta do is keep hitting him with the bow and arrow. Eventually his shield will break. Eventually his mask will come off. To reveal that he's some kind of, like, gladiator panda. Yeah, it takes close to 15 arrows to kill him, but whatever. I think we get a fairy out of the deal. No, we get the face key out of the deal. Even better. But we need to go up and read this first. We need to light up the thing with some magic powder. Light up the lanterns, and let's read. Okay, Hoot is involved somehow. There's the windfish. This is very cool, actually. I'm actually going to read this out loud. To the Finder. The Isle of Caholand is but an illusion. Ha, they used a comma splice. I can never not point these things out. Human, monster, sea, sky. A scene on the lid of a sleeper's eye. Awake the dreamer, and Caholand will vanish, much like a bubble on a needle. Castaway, you should know the truth. I think that's pretty much what they've been talking about this whole time. I don't think there's any need for what illusion at this point. But after you get rid of the dialogue box, you can actually sit and stare at the relief for a minute, which is a great little picture. Very well rendered for Game Boy, I would say. But after you read that, you can get out of here, and once we go outside, Hoot's going to have another quick chat with us. Just as soon as we get out of here, I need to start filling up on arrows. So once we get outside... Ah, what? Well, once we get outside, I'm going to need to re-equip the boomerang, because those Armos statues giving us the arrows is really handy. There he is. Oh, shit. You read the thing on the wall, didn't you? Yeah, it's true and all. Okay. Well, why don't we wake him up and ask him? Oh, right. Someday you will know for sure, but that day is not today. Today is just the day we go around killing Armoses and getting their arrows from them. So now we gotta make our way around to the Northern Shrine. And the Northern Shrine is fairly easy to get to. We're gonna have to cut our way through... a bunch of grass, pick up a lot of rocks. I'm gonna try to avoid that. I don't really... Actually, no, I want that, because those mushroom guys really get on my damn nerves. We're gonna try to kill as many of these guys as we can possibly get rid of right now, because it's really handy to get the arrows from them. And we'll be... If we go and stop... If we stop to kill them, we'll be full up before we know it on arrows. So, if you need arrow refill, this is a great place to come, provided you have the boomerang. You need the boomerang for it to be any effective at all as an arrow refilling station, because nothing else that I can think of that we have in our inventory yet will be useful for killing these guys. Otherwise, you can only bump them off. So we're definitely going to be able to kill him. Man, those gels come at you fast. Oh, hey. Didn't think that one would come to life, but here we are. Him? What about him? What about him? There we go. Man, that's like a guaranteed arrow. That's awesome. What are we at now? 57? Only need to kill 3 more of these guys and we're back to full. That must have counted for multiples. That was pretty awesome. Okay. Very good, very nice. And we'll go ahead and kill him just to have him out of our way. Aw, man, only you two don't come to life. Poor guys. Missing out on all the fun. But see, here's what the boomerang can do to the mushroom guys if he won't be a chicken and he'll get on the screen. Yeah, they give up fairies when you kill them with the boomerang. So those guys are well out of your way, or well worth it to go out of your way and kill. And I need a power bracelet, not a roc's feather. This isn't as intense as the slime key maze was. There are no holes to trip you up or anything. This, I believe, is a fairy pond, so we're going to leave that alone. We're going to come dip in the water here. And now we're completely helpless against this guy. But it's no problem. We just need to kill the Armos statue over to the left. And he will reveal a staircase. There we go. Go down there. And now it's time to shrine it up. Unfortunately, I can't get that rupee that fell in the water, but I don't really need rupees at this point. I think we're through with buying things, so money is kind of superfluous at this point. Now we just come up and around and unlock this guy. And we have access to the face shrine, but we're not going to go in there today. We're going to save it for tomorrow. So I'll see you then.